这 YouTube channel 它是用新冠性欢迎各位呢 Welcome back to the YouTube channel. The show that kept us waiting for 3 years is finally out, but was it worth the hype? I spent 7 hours watching it, so you don't have to. Let's dive right into it. Episode 1 begins with Gion, who has decided not to board the plane and is still at the airport when he hears a voice in his head. At first, he assumes it's coming from his phone, then glances around, wondering if it might be an airport announcement. However, it becomes clear that the voice is in his head. Well, he thinks we haven't got Neuralink brain chip technology yet, so it must be something else. The voice warns him. You will regret your decision not to take that plane abroad. At this point, Gion is certain that this isn't his conscience speaking, unlike the kind of voice I hear when I decide to put everything aside for a short nap, which inevitably turns into a full 8 hours of sleep. So he decides to take matters into his own hands and confront the voice. Well, Gion might be able to handle it, but I certainly couldn't. He buys a razor cutter from a nearby shop and heads to a public restroom to deal with the voice. Gion, it's not Valia Harkonnen giving you orders, so take a chill pill, dude. He cuts open the area behind his ear and removes the GPS tracker. Later, we get to know that the voice is the frontman's. The query pops up in mind that how on earth do the game makers, or I mean the frontman, know that Gion has changed his mind? Does that chip also turn out to be some kind of mind-reading device? Let's assume Gion forgot something important and is heading back to get it. Would this still threaten him to not return? Well, this isn't a plot hole, just a wild question. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments. In the next scene, Junho is lying in a hospital bed, his beard suggesting that months have passed. His mother is by his side when he finally opens his eyes. 2 years have passed now, and he's working as a traffic cop, a job that requires no evidence. That's what he tells his chief. Later, he lies to his chief about the bullet wound and the appearance of the person who shot him. By this point, we see that he's already done everything he can to make others believe his story about the game and everything that happened on that island. But no one believes him, all because there is no evidence to back it up. Gion is staying at a motel, struggling with PTSD and hyper-aware of his surroundings. He's on the hunt for that voice, determined to uncover the truth. Despite being a wealthy man with people like Woo-suk, well, I call him the boss guy, working for him, he remains focused on finding any clue about the games. The boss guy is discussing the games with his recruited search team and why he's also eager to win the lottery, because of Gion has promised a 1 billion won reward for the search team that uncovers the clues and tracks down the man at the subway station. He told them he will give them half of the reward money if they successfully accomplish the task of finding the recruiter guy. Yeah, I'll be referring to the man who recruits people for the games as the recruiter guy for your convenience. To give you a rough comparison, 500 million won is about 300k US dollars. With that money, you could buy a brand new Tesla. I'm in, boss. In the next scene, Junho is on a boat, searching for the mysterious island. Turns out, the boat captain is the same person who rescued him from the water after he got shot. Spoiler alert. Beware of this guy. He is the real troublemaker. You might want to keep an eye on him, as things aren't as simple as they seem here. Everyone is looking for the mystery man, but why Junho goes for sea diving? As we know, the island was not underwater. I wonder, Gion's got a treasure to finance his search, but how on earth is Junho doing all this? Aren't traffic police officers broke? It turns out he is broke, and the boatman is just a nice man helping him. In the next scene, we see the boss guy discussing the search plan with the team, and they have improvised a mannequin dummy of the recruiter guy. This had me rolling on the floor. I mean, you've got a huge budget for the search plan, and all you've got is that dummy. You could have used 3D printers and had a real-looking face made with the help of an experienced artist to properly capture the facial features. But no, we get this hand-down sketch on paper slapped onto the mannequin. It's like they took budget-friendly to a whole new level. Well, jokes aside, it still did the job. Their plan is to search all the subway lines and stations the whole day. Later, we see the team is searching people in the subway and disrupting the public order. But where's the city government here? Up until now, we know that Gion has no connections with the government officials. So carrying out such an operation on this scale really highlights the lawlessness of the city. Well, I've got a better idea for Gion. He could have just bribed the subway authorities and gotten access to the CCTV live footage from the comfort of his own home. And with a few surveillance experts, he could have tracked the recruiter guy down in no time. Simple, 2 years wasted. And what's Gion's car doing up there on the rooftop? At this point, I really started questioning the hype created by the showmakers, and I myself lost hope. Then, bam, he's there. The banging sounds gave me chills too. The boss guy and his friends spot the recruiter on the other side of the metro, slapping a poor guy playing duckty. And then he gives the guy the same card. If you observe closely, the number on the card is 456034. Now, in the previous season, the card number was 865040006. The reason why they changed the phone number is because the original number received 4,000 calls a day after Season 1 dropped back in 2021. But here's the interesting part. If you pay close attention to the new number, 456 represents the winner of the game, who of course is Gion. The number 0 stands for circle, 3 stands for triangle, and 4 stands for square. These are the exact same shapes on the back of the card. If you notice this too, drop a comment down below. Let's see who's really paying attention. We see the recruiter guy buying bread and lottery tickets. He approaches a stray man in a park, offering him what he needs the most: bread for his hunger or a lottery ticket, a shot at hope for a better future. And what does the man choose? The lottery ticket. Out of nearly 18 people, I counted them by myself, only one chose the bread. This small moment speaks volumes about human psychology. In desperation, humans often choose hope, no matter how unlikely. Bread meets an immediate need, but it's temporary, while a lottery ticket offers a chance at a better future. Hope is powerful, even intoxicating, often outweighing basic survival instincts and leading people to gamble on uncertain possibilities. And then the recruiter guy destroys all the food. Idiot. This act feels almost symbolic, as if to underline how those who chase hope often risk losing even the little they have. It's a stark reminder of the delicate balance between survival and aspiration, and how easily hope can be manipulated to control or exploit people. This scene might seem simple, but it's a deep reflection on human nature and society. What would you choose? A bread or a lottery? Comment down your choice. The recruiter guy is being followed by the boss guy and his friend, but quickly overpowers and knocks them out, kidnapping them in the process. Gion arrives at the scene but finds nothing. Meanwhile, Juho investigates Gion by tracing his company details through the vehicle registration bureau. Back to the recruiter guy, he plays a psychological game of rock, paper, scissors with the two men. After 3 minutes of intense tension, the boss guy loses, gets disqualified, and is shot dead. Junho, hot on the trail, breaks into Gion's company address where he finds documents related to him. Meanwhile, Gion returns to his motel only to find the recruiter guy waiting for him. How on earth does he get his address? Well, so the confrontation takes a dramatic turn as the recruiter guy shares his backstory. He reveals that he was trained from a young age to serve as a soldier in the games, and in a horrifying twist, admits to killing his own father during one of them. Gion, now completely fearless, shocks us all when he points a gun at the recruiter guy and recounts the unimaginable struggles he endured to survive the games. The tension reaches its peak as they decide to play Russian roulette. In the end, Gion's luck saves him again, and the recruiter guy ends his own life.